Hi everyone, I'm Paige Abbott, and for the weekly recovery message this week, I wanted to talk about some of the habits that our brain can get into that really doesn't benefit our overall health or well-being. And specifically, the pattern that can build up in our thinking is focusing on the things that are not going well in life, to the extent that this becomes the automatic or default pattern for the brain. So essentially, the brain misses out on the things that may be going well in our day-to-day life, which of course then can generate symptoms such as feelings of depression or feelings of anxiety, and definitely a lot of uncomfortable feelings, including sadness or hurt or disappointment, because again, our brain has us focusing on the things that are not going well and is depriving us of the opportunity to see the things that are going well. This pattern can build up in anybody over time, but if you do suffer from addiction, then the consequences of this routine building up in the brain have more devastating consequences, because for people with addiction, when these uncomfortable feelings are high and are building, then there's that subsequent desire to seek escape, reward, or relief, often through behaviors or substances that are quite harmful and perhaps even deadly to a person. This can be changed though, so over time we can work on shifting this automatic way of thinking from what's not going well to what's going well. But it does take conscious effort and it does take conscious work. And we could call it sort of doing a gratitude practice, which I have talked about in previous weekly recovery messages. We could also just say it's a moment to sort of stop and smell the roses, or an opportunity to be more mindful. It doesn't even have to mean that you're pushing your brain in a more optimistic or happy direction. You just need to push your brain in a more realistic direction. Because even when things are not going well, there's always things at the same time that are going well. So part of the process that I would encourage you to do, if this is something you're looking to work on, is just take some moments regularly throughout the day to spend time focusing on the things that are either going well or that are feeling pretty comfortable for you in the day. So it doesn't have to be that you're over the top ecstatic or joyous about the things that are happening, but it is about being realistic. So not just allowing your brain to go unchecked, chattering about all of the pain or disappointment or suffering that you're enduring. You can consciously try to get your brain focusing in that different direction of the things that are pretty content, pretty copacetic, that are going well. But you do have to bring that consciously and regularly into your thinking, or else it will be hard to change that trajectory in your mind. So if this is something that you're looking to work on in the next little while, what I would encourage you to do is just set an appointment time or an alarm in your phone or your calendar or wherever would be meaningful to you, to just pause at regular intervals during the day. Maybe that's every couple of hours or morning, noon, and evening, and to just spend a few moments focusing on the things that either went well in that portion of the day, the things that felt comfortable for you, the higher power messages that you may have received. Again, just taking a moment to consciously shift your brain in a different direction rather than letting it sit in the discomfort or the suffering or that automatic path that it tends to go down. And when you notice your brain going down that more automatic path of the so-called negativity, you don't have to do anything about that. So you won't be able to stop that way of thinking, and we're not wanting you to try to control that or stop it or make it go away. That is pretty difficult, if not impossible. But again, what I would encourage you to do is try to build up that alternate pathway, which the more you nurture that and the more you feed that over time, the stronger that will get. And over time, that more realistic pathway can actually become the default one. It just takes some time and it takes some practice. So what I would encourage you to do is essentially sort of stop and smell the roses, be more mindful, be more realistic, and pay attention to the whole, the entirety of what's happening around you, rather than just letting your brain focus on a few points that aren't going well. I wish you the best in your ongoing recovery for the week, and I will talk to you next week. Bye for now.